In this video, I'm going to show you how two cheap accessories can help you vlog with the Sony ZV-1 with excellent field of view and great stabilization, so bear with me. Salut YouTube, it's Christophe Langlois and this is my 20th video on the Sony ZV-1. For all those videos, I've got two key goals. One is to help you make an informed purchase decision, and two is to help you make the most of your brand new Sony ZV-1. So in this video, I thought I would focus on just sharing with you some hands-on video footage from the Sony ZV-1 whilst vlogging and using essentially two cheap accessories to make it happen. Budget accessories, that is. But before I start, please let me talk you through my setup for today. So we're going to be exclusively vlogging. I've got basically two inexpensive accessories. One is a lapel mic. Here, everything will be in the description below. That costs in the UK around 11 to 13 pounds, depending on the day on Amazon. And the second one is that tripod here. Again, everything will be in the description below. That tripod is great because it offers you a lot of versatility. You can have it all the way extended. And again, you can do some talking heads video while standing up. And also, the beauty of it is I'm going to be vlogging like holding the feet here. It's going to give me a lot of distance between myself and the camera, and which will help me after shooting everything, go back to the studio and use the Sony Catalyst Browse application to then apply a bit of a crop to have even better stabilized footage. And on that note, I invite you to check my other video where I took you through the Sony Catalyst Browse app, which will enable you again to get some very stabilized footage, leveraging the metadata from the built-in gyroscope in the Sony ZV-1, which is a game changer, but it can only be leveraged when you shoot up to 60 frames per second. Indeed, if you shoot at 1080p 120 frames per second or in any of the high frame rate video modes, the ZV-1 won't include any metadata from the gyroscopes into your video footage. And let me clarify something. So everything I'm going to shoot today will be, again, using the tripod. Two different ways. One is to hold it like this, because when you have the legs fully extended, it brings a lot of stability. And the other hold will be like this. So again, when I do my vlogging, I'm going to walk like that. I showed that again in another video, but this will give you the best stability, no stress or pressure on your elbow or arm, so you can hold that for a very long period of time. And that way, it will give me a lot of distance between the camera and myself. And now let me talk you through the settings for the vlogging today. So I chose to shoot in 1080p at 60 frames per second for a number of reasons. In no particular order. So that mode still enables face and eye tracking in video mode. The file size will be much more manageable than 4K. At that frame rate, you can still capture the metadata from the built-in gyroscope of the Sony ZV-1. And the 60 frames per second will give us some flexibility should we want to slow down the footage to capture, I don't know, squirrels, for instance, for Casey from Camera Conspiracies. One of the benefits of using the 1080p mode is to be able to use the Sony brightness monitor option, whereby you can see your monitor when it's very sunny outdoors. And in the 4K mode, you can't do that. So that's another good reason to shoot in 1080p on the Sony ZV-1. I'm also using the internal ND filter, which is great to have, but as I mentioned in many videos previously, that won't save your footage if it's super bright outside, and today, fact is, super bright. So what I might do at some point is to use an external ND filter to show you the difference. And I almost forgot, of course, the auto face exposure is on, so we're going to see as well how the camera behaves when you shift from dark areas and you go to more brighter spots. Again, here the issue is the internal ND filter, which is not strong enough, but still we're going to give it a go just to give you an idea of what to experience with this great little camera. So what do you think? See, that's with the ND filter on, and as you can see, it's so bright, it destroys the footage. But please note that without it, I couldn't even shoot here, it would be all white almost. Okay, so now a quick pit stop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the difference it makes to use the internal ND filter. So it is on right now, and I'm going to switch it off. And now it's off. So can you spot the difference? So this is off and this is on. So it's still a major step up than not having any built-in ND filter, but it has its limitations. Okay, and now let's use another accessories that is recommended in my best value accessory for the ZV-1 video. It's a variable ND filter. Okay, so and now it's with the external ND filter on. So please note that now the ND filter within the Sony ZV-1 is off. So let's see if it works in addition to the internal one. So now we've got both the internal one and the external one. So let's see how it looks like. Yeah, I think it's much better, as you can see here. So now we've got the external ND filter. I'm trying to maximize its strength, but again, you need to be careful with those because it will produce some weird artifacts on your footage. So now I think that's the maximum. So this is with the external ND filter and the one built-in, and now I'm gonna deactivate the built-in one, and this is just the external ND filter. Is it even too dark now? I could of course change the strength like this. Okay, not too shabby, right? So I'm not a professional, as I mentioned, so I could surely fine-tune it a bit better. This is less strength, more strength, somewhere like there maybe. And here again I've got both internal ND and external, so let's remove the internal one again. Okay, so now it's just the external ND filter, because the weather has changed a bit. It's not as bright, but it's gonna be bright again in a second. So let's see how it behaves. So I have to salute Casey from Camera Conspiracies, because first of all, I'm not a vlogger, and it seems easy the way he does it, right? Talking, being funny as well, and holding one or two or even multiple cameras. But I think it's pretty hard just to make sure the quality of the footage will look good, to be able to talk and again be funny and relevant at the same time. That's an art. So kudos to you, Casey. Kudos to you. As I mentioned previously, one of the big benefits of using such a tripod is to do what I'm going to do right now, right? So I'm kind of vlogging, even I'm poor at it. Put it on the floor. I could of course extend it, but I'm a bit lazy. Okay, and now that's me, right? So took me like 3 seconds to put it on the floor, change the angle, and now I can do a talking head video, more static, and basically add a different dimension to my vlogging footage. Okay, now the sun is back, so that is when you will enjoy using an external ND filter. Again, I look totally ridiculous, so I couldn't proceed to that. But I just wanted to give you and share some real footage of vlogging with the Sony ZV-1 using just a few accessories. So initially I just wanted to show the tripod and the microphone, but I also ended up showing you the external ND filter used with the filter adapter, of course. So tell me what you think. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stabilize the footage in post-production using the Sony Catalyst Browse software, and then we'll see if it's a viable option to vlog then, right? And I forgot to mention that I shot everything in the standard stabilization mode in order to maximize again the field of view. Okay, and now let's use again the external ND filter. I hope that doesn't degrade the footage too much, because it doesn't look that way on the monitor. So shall we try to shoot some footage of the birds? Let's do this, right? Okay. Now let's try to do that. I'm very close to them. I'm gonna zoom even. It's not like they're moving very fast, so I'm not sure the slow motion will produce any kind of decent results. Still, let's give it a go. It's very windy here, as you can see. The tripod does a good job. It still moves a tiny bit, especially if you're fully extended, but I still think that considering the price and the size of it when it's folded, it's still a great option. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give us a big thumbs up. That helps a lot. Also, please subscribe and consider using our affiliate links to help us produce more of those types of videos on the channel. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye guys. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, sorry, I need to check them out.